This video is brought to you by Jab.se, the lead supplier of MMA gear in Scandinavia. BetSafe.com, Europe's only online betting site for MMA.
Sebastian Vettel Martinez with Studio MMA and MMA Nytt, and we're here with Matt Deepwaters Riddle, who faces Che Mills on UFC on Fuel 7. And so, tell us first of all, the nickname Deepwater, does that come from the nature of your fights?
It does. I was training one day, and whenever I train, you can ask anybody. I have pretty good cardio, and I really push the tempo even in practice. And everybody's like, "Man, your waters are deep," and I was like, "Deep waters." And I kind of gave myself the nickname Deep Waters, but it suits, and I try to live up to that nickname every time. I like to get into that late round, and that's when I really like to turn it on my opponent, because usually they try to finish me in the first round or second round, which they should, but that third round pretty durable, so I stick around usually, and then that third round is where I really like to shine.
Well, I think we've seen that so far in your fights. You've talked ever since your fight with Nico Shipchak, where somebody spat at you. You've been talking about wanting to come back and fight here. How does it feel to finally get that chance?
It feels good. I'm glad it's in London and not Manchester again. The difference is night and day, man. I don't know if you've ever been to Manchester, but
rough?
Yeah, it's very rough. And everybody warned me. They're like, "Dude, it's the armpit of Europe." I was like, "No way. It's England." I heard good things, and it was bad. But London's been great so far. I'm really excited to redeem, what happened in 2009. And that doesn't mean a win. That doesn't mean a loss. It doesn't mean anything. I just can't wait to go out there, fight, and put on a great show, give 100%, and just put on a war for the fans. Because that's what we're all here for. We all want to see blood. We want to see a war.
That's probably a pretty accurate assessment. Mm-hmm. Now, for the other participant in this war, how do you say Che Mills as an opponent? He's been pretty high ranked in the European leagues for quite a while. How do you see him as an opponent?
He's a stud, man. He's athletic. He's great conditioned. He's tall. He's a big welterweight, just like I'm a big welterweight, and world-class striking. I think his football days helps that, because he kicks like a mule. He kicks hard as shit. So I'm excited to fight him. It's been a while since I got into a fight where I was like, this dude might knock me clean unconscious, and I might not remember the flight home. So I'm really excited for it, and I think he's big enough to hurt me, and I know I can hurt him. I've done it before, not to him but to others. So I'm really excited for this fight, and I think a lot of people think I'm just going to take him down and beat him up, and I think I could, but I don't think that would be that cool. So it's MMA. I want to showcase all my skills and show the people what I got.
You voiced your displeasure with referee Mark Goddard, who stood you up several times during the Nico Shipchak fight. Do you know yet who the referee will be for your bout?
I do not know who the referee will be for my bout for this upcoming Saturday. I do know the rules state I'm allowed to not choose my referee, but I am allowed to say I don't want a certain referee to ref my fights. And I'm pretty sure I've made it clear enough ahead of time where if he comes back into my locker room and starts telling me the rules, I'm going to tell him to piss off.
All right, well, understandably. I'm sure you've talked about this plenty of times before, but your win against Chris Clements was changed, obviously, after testing positive. It's been a very hot subject lately, both on message boards and from fighters alike. What's your view on the whole situation?
I'll say this. My view of the situation is completely different than the view of the industries and the athletic commission situation, view on it. I think it should be completely legal. There's never been a casualty from marijuana use, and it's honestly, for me, it's a miracle drug. It keeps me out of trouble, and even when I was a kid, it kept me out of trouble. Maybe people get in more trouble when they smoke, but for me, I was the opposite. I was a wild child. I was getting into fights. I was just getting in trouble all the time, and honestly, when I started smoking marijuana, I started wrestling. My life changed. I got into college, and everything's been great. And now, look, I'm ranked top 30 in the world at 170. I fight in the UFC. I have a beautiful family. I have a house, car. Couldn't really ask for much more. And I still, have people saying, "Oh, you're smoking weed, you stupid stoner," and it's like, I'm not a stupid stoner, it works for me. It might not work for everybody. It works for me, and the thing is, though, in this industry, the athletic commissions, they don't respect the license, they don't respect where I come from, and I understand. It's the rules are rules, so I will abide by the rules. I won't fail a drug test again. The only reason I failed the first time was took the fight on 9 days, 8 days notice, and I even told them that, and from here on out, it won't be an issue, you know. I mean, unless they legalize it and allow it, and that'll be one thing. But till then, you know, it is what it is. I'm just going to keep doing my job, fighting the good fight, and living my life, living the dream.
Considering that you informed the UFC about the situation, what was the reaction afterwards from Dana White and administratively after the result?
You know, to be honest, I think if Dana White and them handled that in particular, I think they would handle it differently because they would look at it the same way as I do. But they don't. The athletic commissions make the rules. And even though it's illegal in the states, you know, the athletic commissions still think it's a performance-enhancing drug. They think you get into the zone and you can take more punishment if you use it. And, you know, I'm not, you know, I could argue it all day, but there's no point, you know, until, you know, all I can do is, you know, try to get bills passed in the states to make it legal in every state. And once it's legal everywhere and everybody sees the great effects it has, then we'll take it from there.
All right, now getting back to the fight, it's billed as and rightly so, one of the more exciting matchups on the card. How do you feel during a match? How do you feel that you're stronger than him?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that my Division I wrestling, state champion, national champion wrestler, I think I have the wrestling advantage, and I think I have the jiu-jitsu advantage. I've been working with Robert Drysdale for quite a while now, and I'm pretty skilled on the ground. I've won multiple national titles grappling, not just in wrestling, but also in jiu-jitsu. But, you know, Shea's a very good striker, and he's a good mixed martial artist, and you can't take that from anybody, and he's very athletic. So I think, you know, I think it's just going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a slobber knocker. I think, you know, both of us are going to be lumped up after the fight. I hope we're both lumped up and not just me, you know. But my goal is to go out there and swing for the fences, you know. And I even told Shea, I'm like, if you start taking advantage of it, I'm going to take you down, you know. But at the same time, you know, I'm there to fight. Every fight starts standing, and I like to fight, you know. I'm not there just to lay on people. I want to hurt people. I want to put on a show for the fans. And that's why, you know, I'm still around 5 years later.
All right. Well, it's going to be very fun to see you perform on Saturday. Matt Riddle faces Chain Mills on UFC on Field 7, and we look forward to seeing him fight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Programmet presenteras av betsafe.com.